beautifuls, this is Aromie here, and welcome back to Asagao Academy. So, last episode went to the midnight release, caught our Animal Crossing game, and now Ian or Ian, whichever one, is trying to intimidate us. Yep, and when I do, you can bet I will utterly mock you the next time I see you in the cafeteria. He went back to his seat and slumped down with a huff. Luke leaned over to high-five him, and Ian shot him a look mean enough to kill a pea plant. I smiled, a small feeling of pride blooming in my chest. Still, there were only 2 weeks left until the tournament. I had to keep up my practice, or Ian would make good on that threat. Excuse me. My hand hovered over the paper, pen, and pan. How was I supposed to go about this? I never rejected anybody. I wasn't the kind of girl people usually went after. Moreover, this guy, whoever he was being a little creepy. I didn't want to say anything that would make him angry. We don't even know who he is. How are we going to write a letter to this guy? Especially considering how many times he'd come to our room unseen in the middle of the night. What if he waited for me one night, and when I got up to use the bathroom? I shuddered. I definitely didn't want to hurt his feelings. After 15 minutes, I finally had a reply I kind of liked. Sir, thank you for these notes. They are very sweet. However, I would prefer it if you no longer send me any. Please stop giving me these notes. Best, Hana. It was nothing fancy, but hopefully it was good enough. My dad always says when saying no, don't give a reason. People tried to argue out of things when you gave reasons, sometimes even if you didn't. But no means no, and it was much harder to argue with that. With a lump in my throat, I placed a note into an envelope, sealed it, and taped it in front of my door. That was that, then. What a weight off my mind. Alright, after everything PPG went through for the team, it was no wonder he would be cheering them on at every game. I sat next to him watching his legs tense and twitch as Jeff and Dean sprinted down the field. You should have passed it to... Oh, that worked way out. Worked out way better than I thought it would. Go for the goal. You had the... No.
Yeah.
Oh. Alright. I don't know what's going on. I chuckled quietly next to him. It was hard to get worked up about the games when I was with PBG. He took all the enthusiasm I ever could have for the sport, sucked it right out of me, and expelled it in a supernova of energy. But it was enough for me to just see that he was enjoying himself. For a while, it looked like... Well, that wasn't important. He was happy, or as happy as he could be without playing. Right. They seem to be winning more without him being on the team. What? It's over already.
Hana.
Hana, we won. We're going to the finals. We are? I started at jumping PVG in front of me for a few seconds before it clicked. Yay! Oh my god. We're going to the finals. PVG grabbed my hands and we jumped and cheered together with the rest of the Asagao students. The two teams shook hands and thanked each other for a good game, and then the strikers piled onto our side of the field, forming a mosh pit of happy athletes. I had to go congratulate them. He disappeared into the crowd immediately. Excuse me, sorry. I forcefully shoved my way out of the stands, which was harder than it sounded. I hated being so damn short. By the time I came out, PPG was being hugged by all of his teammates. I giggled. I'm so proud of you all. You nailed it.
Yeah.
We wouldn't have been able to do it without you, bro. Bro. Maybe I should give them a moment. And did you see that Faint McJones did? I didn't know he had it in him. He usually plays a long-term psychological strategy. Well, I'm glad you're happy. I was a little worried that after all this time, it would still be a little bit painful to see them playing without you. Yeah. PPG shoved his hands in his pockets, staring wistfully into the distance as the wind blew through his hair. As happy as I am that we'll be able to go to finals, it's a bittersweet feeling. He flipped his hair dramatically. I guess that's just how the sword falls. I don't think that's a saying. It's definitely a saying. I shook my head and grabbed PPG's hand. Come on, at this rate we'll miss the late dinner. Right. Wow, I'm so bold just grabbing his hand out of nowhere. Hello? I shot awake with a jolt, staring at our door from across the room. Hana, did you hear that? I nodded, then realized she couldn't hear me. Something just slammed full force into our bedroom door. Oh my god! We listened for a while, afraid to move. Then we heard footsteps dashing away from the corridor. Mai? The bunk bed shifted and then I saw a dark shape moving down the ladder. Mai appeared next to me. You're okay, right? Yeah, nobody got in. She smiled, then turned and glared at the door.
Ow!
Who the fuck does this in the middle of the night? Well, obviously the creeper that has been posting poems on our door. She pulled open the door and stepped out into the hallway, craning her neck one way and then the other. Then turned back to me, her voice low. I don't see anybody here. I don't think anybody else heard it either. I pulled my blankets up around me. Nobody heard it, but Mai and I both did, so there's no way we imagined it. I snuggled down into my blankets. The thin covering made me feel much safer, despite the fact that it did absolutely nothing to protect me. It was probably just a stupid prank. She moved to shut the door, then stopped. Oh my god. What? She lifted a hand to the door, peeling something off of it. Looks like we had a visit from your secret admirer. She shut the door, flicked on the light, and crossed over to me. Here. She handed me a blank envelope. I ripped it open and pulled out a sheet of notebook paper, the same familiar scratchy handwriting bracing the front. Hana, dearest, why must you neglect me so? I'm so sorry if I made you uncomfortable, but I can't hide my feelings any longer. Ew! I really care for you, Hana. I won't be so naive as to say I love you, considering how much you do not know about me, and how much I haven't had the opportunity to learn about you. But I've been watching you. Oh, jeez. Ew. I'm getting goosebumps. That's so wet. You're kind, smart, funny, caring. You love your friends deeply and stand up for what is right. Stand up to your fears. You've even befriended some of the most popular and influential students in school. In fact, you've grown quite close with some of them, and I really don't like it. It's making me jealous. It's driving me insane. I hate seeing you smile at them, and yet I can't bother to reveal myself to try and take their place. I know you're happy with them. You've had hardly noticed that I existed. Or I exist, so I know I can't compare. And yet, it's all I can think about. So I ask you, will you please spend a little less time with them? Please, Hana. I've never cared so much for I cannot read this. It's so so much for any one person. For my sake. Love, your admirer. Mai, I handed her the note and sat in silence as she read it. Well, it's a little unsettling, but I don't think you should worry about it. No? I shivered and drew the blankets closer around myself. This is a guy, assuming it's a guy, who is so afraid of revealing himself to you that he apparently won't even talk to you. Do you really think he's gonna do something?
I don't know.
I'm pretty sure. But it's scary. Do you think I should tell someone?
I don't know.
Asagao doesn't have a great track record of dealing with these kind of situations. What do you mean? Let's just say I knew someone who got a little intense about another person. That person told the staff here what was happening and they got almost no response. The crazy behavior was allowed to continue and the students were left to sort it out themselves. When the student again turned to the staff, talking about how they felt in danger, the staff told them that it was the students' responsibility to police their own behavior. That's awful. It's not something that we want to talk about a lot. Asagao is a really nice place, obviously it is, you know this by now. But they do a lot of things in an effort to save face, so families will keep sending their students someplace as expensive as this. That unfortunately includes sweeping a lot of incidents under the rug. Hey, don't worry, things were much worse in the past. Nowadays they've gotten a lot better because the students here behave more like people. But I am saying that I wouldn't tell the teachers unless there was an actual threat. I don't want you to go suddenly get kicked out of the academy because you were trying to cause trouble. And like I said, I don't think anything is going to happen. If it does, I'll be here to protect you. I held up an arm and flexed it. Yeah! I know it seems like a joke, but volleyball really has made my arm strong. I could definitely take someone out. She grinned brightly at me and I smiled. Thanks, Mai. Anyways, it's late. We should go to sleep. Yeah. Why are there no security guards in the dorms? How are the guys and girls just freely walking in at any time they want? That's creepy. She glanced at the door again, then crossed over and locked it. can't be too safe. I have to protect my beloved Hana. She shut the lights off and crawled into bed. As the bed creaked and wiggled with Mai's movement, I tried to convince myself that what she said was true. But try as hard as I could, my mind didn't ease. As strong as mine was, she was still just a girl. I didn't want to admit it, but men were taller, stronger, faster than women were, and we had no idea who this guy was. If he was someone as tall as PPG, someone who worked out just as much, or was also part of the sports team, even if he was just heavier than mine, all it would take was pinning her on the floor, and she wouldn't be able to defend anyone. My heart started beating faster, and I shook my head. There was no point to these thoughts, none at all. Still, I usually toss and turn before I go into bed, but I found myself staring at the door as I tucked myself in, facing it as I closed my eyes. Just go to sleep, Hana. Worry about this tomorrow. I'm scared. What's wrong, Hana? Things are getting really scary. I don't feel comfortable going to sleep at night. Maya's different. She's brave. She feels like she can handle it. But I know from experience that I can't. If someone tries to hurt me, I'll freeze up again. I don't know what to do. I'm scared. Why don't we go to PPG about this? Isn't he your friend? Don't you have all these guy friends that are here? Maybe, yeah, they're gamers, but not all of them are like potatoes, okay? Or Linky sticks. Come on now. I barely slept that night. It seemed like full days passed before Maya woke up and I started getting ready for school. Now that I was back in the classroom, I alternated between periods and absolute panic-ridden paranoia and falling asleep at my desk. As I stared ahead of me, my vision sliding in and out of focus.
Hey.
Hana? Oh, PPG, what brings you here? School? Fancy that. Hana, are you okay? You seem a little off today. What makes you say that? It's lunchtime. You're still sitting at your desk. Mai gave up and left you behind. What? How could she? So what's bothering you? I didn't want to drag PPG into this, did I? I didn't sleep well. He frowned at me and laid a hand on my arm.
Hana.
It seems like something is really bothering you. If it's okay, I'd like you to trust me. I want to help you. Will you tell me the truth? Could I tell PPG the truth? The note told me to stay away from the normal boots guys and any other guy I was getting close to. If that person was violent, I could be putting PPG in danger by telling him. Should I really tell him the truth? What? We have to legit pick. Should we tell him? See, I don't know. If we tell him, that'll make us stronger, right? But that'll also cause him to be in trouble. I don't know, since the tournament points don't matter because we can't see the relationship points. I'm gonna just say yes because we're close and all. That did nothing to the tournament points. I see you. Okay. Well, what happens if we say no? No. Nothing. No. I kind of want to tell him though, so take it back.
Well,
I explained to him what was happening with the notes, how they started, stopped, and how they were getting creepily insistent. PPG's face grew darker as it went on. Finally, I finished with last night's incident and how I was too scared to sleep.
Hana.
You should report this.
no.
No, that's okay. Mai already told me that reporting it wouldn't work, and even if she didn't tell me, I had plenty of prior experience in my old school to show that reporting things generally only made it worse. I can handle this on my own, so you don't need to worry. I smiled brightly at him, but his expression didn't change. I don't want to be a burden on you. If you worry, I'll feel bad, so don't worry, okay? Hana, I'm telling you not to worry. Ugh. Fine, I'll listen to you, but if I do, will you do me a favor too? Maybe. Do you want to go to the movies tonight? I was going to ask anyways, but this seems like a good way to get your minds off things.
Yeah.
Oh, sure. Great, I'll pick you up later tonight then.
Hey, yo.
Hana, you're alive! Mai entered the room balancing a tray on her hand. PPG got up and grabbed one from her. Thanks. I brought your food to you since you apparently weren't on this planet, but... She glanced from me to PPG and smirked. I bet you're feeling better now.
What?
I don't know what you're talking about. If you want food, you better get a move on. They're almost running out of pizza and they ordered out this time. What? No. PPG sprinted from the room and I laughed. You're really feeling better now. Yeah, I guess I am. So we were going to the movies. He didn't even give me a time. What will we see? I mean, he's probably gonna pick her up. Oh god, no. PPG and I bought tickets to see the hot new romantic comedy of the year, Trouble in Paradise. We sat on the seats, giant, ridiculously overpriced barrel of popcorn in hand. At first, the movie was going well. There was the clumsy female lead and the stubborn alpha male lead. But then the movie took a turn for the creepy. By the time PPG was howling and the female lead lost 2 limbs, it was apparent we'd fallen for false advertising. This was a horror movie, not a rom-com, and considering someone was stalking the female lead, it was hitting a little close to home. I grabbed PPG's hand and patted it, hoping to calm him down. Are you okay? Yeah, I'm okay. I'm fine now. At least it wasn't. The cool color drained from his face. I glanced at the screen. The male lead jumped into the ocean and was swimming towards a boat, maybe a mile away. Oh no. PPG, what's wrong? He didn't respond. His eyes were glued to the screen. No. PPG, what? I jumped. There was a splash and a shriek. A shark grabbed onto the man's leg and pulled him into the water, under the water. I turned back to PPG, who was frozen, mouth open. He flung himself out of his chair, tears streaming down his face, and sprinted up the aisle and out of the theater. There was a small smattering of applause. People were evidently glad he left. I bowed my head in apology as I fled the theater, avoiding the angry looks of the other patrons. I found PPG leaning against a pillar outside, head pressed against a cool stone.
Hey.
Are you okay? Yeah, I'm okay. Sorry about that. Don't even worry about it. I never knew you were afraid of sharks. Yeah, I don't get it either. He said there, breathing deeply, still looking pretty sick. Hey, do you want to get some cotton candy? Cotton candy?
Yeah.
I'll buy it for you, my treat. Okay, I could go for some cotton candy. Alright. We headed back to this train station, PPG munching happily on his pink cotton candy. He looked way better now. I wasn't sure why sharks made him so scared or why he looked on the verge of death, but I was happy he was better. You can really scream, can't you? I didn't mean to. You don't think the other people in there were bothered by it, do you? No, it's a scary movie after all. I'm sure they expected it. He probably added to the excitement. PPG finished up his cotton candy, licking his fingers happily. I laughed. I honestly do not like when there's people that are really obnoxious in movie theaters. Apparently when I was like watching some movie with my little brother and my dad, the person next to my little brother was sobbing so much. A grown man. I guess he was like a young adult, and he was crying and sobbing and sniffling so obnoxiously, so loud next to my little brother. And then like the thing was, I guess his tears like got swept off onto my brother, and he was like really pissed off, like I don't know, ouch, hit my elbow. But yeah, something about people that are super dramatic, but like dramatic, loud dramatic, because I'm pretty dramatic myself. Like I'm over emotional, but I'm not loud about it. You know, I'm glad you were scared enough to run out of the theater. I didn't really like that movie.
What?
No? I wanted something to take my mind off things, but I'm glad you were scared because I got to focus on you instead. I'm not sure how I helped, but I'm glad I did. As we headed back up to the dorms, PPG fell silent. It was oddly familiar, and soon I remembered this exact thing happened the night he bought me my game. He stopped in front of Primary's house. Hana, Wait, you don't think that guy's going to come back tonight, do you? I let out a breath that I didn't even know I was holding, feeling disappointed for some reason. I don't know. Please be safe, please. And text me if anything happens. You still have my number, right? No. Oh, here. PPG pulled out his phone. Give me yours. I listed my number slowly for him, feeling my face heat up for some reason. For some reason, my heart was beating really hard right now.
Yeah!
Got it. I'll send you a text. My phone vibrated in my pocket. When I pulled out, I saw an emoji of a cookie and a shark. I giggled. I got it. Thanks. Good. Text me if you need anything. Anything at all. I mean it. It'll be better if you text me because I'll just be worried all night anyways. Okay, I will. And this is where we're gonna stop. Yay! Yay, stopping! We're stuck on 35 tournament points. Is that the max? I don't even know. I really wish there was a relationship bar as well, so then I would know where I am with this relationship. But I don't know. So, that's where we're at. Dear Diary, PBG just wants me to rely on him, I know, but it's like, I don't want him to get involved. What if that makes things worse? It's better off not worrying about it. It's just added stress. I'm fine on my own. See? Smiley face. I'm fine. No, that's a creepy smiley face. That smiley face is not happy secretly. But that's going to be it for today's episode. I hope you guys are enjoying. Stay beautiful, and I'll see you guys in the next one.